great master was an ordinary person, born in an ordinary family, struggling to go through his life, struggling to get a job, found a job in the military engineering service in India, worked as an overseer on the roads, eventually became a sub-divisional engineer, still working on the roads, searching for truth, searching for a perfect master. Any holy man would come into the town, he would go to him and search. He was an ordinary person, like any one of us. He was so ordinary, he had problems like all of us. He used to go on his horse. Once he fell, he broke his leg. He had pain, he suffered like any one of us. He had treatment. He found his master by coincidence. He was working on the road and an old man walks by and he doesn't even look at that man. And that old man is followed by a lady who was with him. Her name was Bibi Ruko and the old man was Baba Jamal Singh, who later became his master. The lady said to her master, Baba Jamal Singh, "You told me you have come for this person who is on the side of the road, this engineer." He said, "Yes, I've come for him." She said, "But he hasn't even greeted you. He just ignored you." She said, "Wait 3 days." And then Baba Jamal Singh began to give his discourses. And 3 days later, my master heard about him and went and listened to him. He says, my great master says, at the very first look of that man, I knew this was the guy. He had met so many masters before that. But something happened. Something touched his soul and his heart in a way that nothing else had touched him before. So he began to attend his discourses. He had several doubts, like a skeptic, like many of us. He asked so many questions from his master and got answers. Only when he was convinced, reasonably convinced in his mind, and reasonably convinced that this was a very true love flowing from him, that he accepted him as his master. Even as his master, he wrote letters to him like an ordinary person. His master wrote letters back to him also like an ordinary person, and sometimes adding something highly spiritual, and sometimes writing an ordinary person. For example, in one letter, he wrote, "My dear son Babu Sawan Singh, I am very happy to get your letter. Don't worry, your place in Sachkhand is already set up. Your place as a true home has already been set up. You are marked for that. You will definitely go there. And by the way, buy some more hay for the horses." In the same letter. They were such an exchange, human and spiritual at the same time. And that's the beauty of a perfect living master. He's totally human, just like us, and totally spiritual, carrying the consciousness of Sachkhand and Satpurish himself. So that was the kind of relationship they had. And later on, I agree with the professor that he was a clever man also. And I'll tell you why. In the last speech his master Baba Jamal Singh ever gave, there were 14 people present. One of those 14 people has recorded this conversation and has been now put in Punjabi on YouTube. You can hear this conversation recorded by a person who was there. It was recorded long ago, but still now it's been refurbished and put into the YouTube. In that 14 people, Baba Jamal Singh says, "This is going to be my last talk to you because I have done my work, which Swamiji, my master, entrusted to me. Henceforth, somebody else will do this work." And Baba Jamal Singh closed his eyes and then he opened his eyes. He said, "Sawan Singh, you will do this work." Great Master said, "Master, I see so many people around me amongst 14 of us who are more qualified, who are more dedicated, who are more in love and devotion for you. Why me?" Baba Jamal Singh says, "Wait, let me check it out from my master." So again he closes his eyes and a few minutes later opens it and says, New Moj has come. That means new will has been expressed by Swamiji to him. The new, and Baba Sawan Singh says, what is the new Moj? He says, new Moj is only Sawan Singh will do this. And great master, now I am telling you his cleverness. He says, Master, I must tell you that I am a sub-divisional engineer given a good house by the government. You have been living in a little hut on the river Bias. Now you want me to give that house up and live in that hut to do your work. He said, wait, let me check that out. So he closed his eyes and after a few minutes opened them. New Moj has come. And Baba Sawan Singh says, what is the new Moj? New Moj is, tell Sawan Singh that he will not have to live in the hut, he'll live in a house better than the house he has been living in. Baba Sawan Singh said, that's a good deal. But he said, I have more questions. He said, I also want to know that I am a poor man, my pension will be very little when I retire in a few years. How will I feed all the people? You say thousands of people will come to hear you. You had only 20, 30 people coming to you and now you say thousands will come. How will I feed them? And Baba Jamal Singh said, wait a minute. He closed his eyes, opened his eyes. New Moj has come. Baba Sawan Singh says, what is the new Moj? New Moj is you will never have to spend a penny from your pocket. People will donate and they will bring the food and you will be able to serve as many people as they come. He said, that's good, but I have another question. So what is the question now? He says, my question is that you are expecting me to have all kinds of people come to the dera there. There will be people who are drunkards, people who are criminals, people who are thieves. And how will I handle them? You never had a chance to handle them. So Baba Jamal Singh says, wait a minute. He closes his eyes for a few minutes, again opens his eyes. New Moj has come. Now what is the new Moj, Master? New Moj is even criminals who will come, when they look at you and hear you, they'll become saints. And by the way, I must tell you, one real criminal had come. His name was Shadi. He had come to rob the dera. And he became a saint, one of the highest achieved person in the spiritual path, who stayed with the great master all the time. And by the way, he was a Muslim. He was belonging to Islam religion before that. He kept his Islam. He didn't change the religion. But he was able to meditate and see even Prophet Muhammad in meditation done under great master's guidance. But great master did not stop there. He asked a few more questions like these. And finally he said, Master, you say that once a person is initiated by a master, he will not be coming back to this physical world more than 4 times. Are you suggesting that if I initiate somebody, that person will keep on coming 4 times and I have to come along with them? Master, I am tired of myself staying here. I want to go back at this time and you want to make me stick for 4 lifetimes again. And Baba Jamal Singh said, wait a minute. And he went into inner mood for a few minutes, opened his eyes. He says, new Moj has come. Now what is the Moj? New Moj is Sawan Singh, whoever you will initiate will never have to come back again. It will be their last life. He said, thank you, and then he accepted the mantle of conducting the work of Swamiji through Baba Jamal Singh in the Dera in India. So truly, it is correct, he was clever, the deals he got. Not many people are able to negotiate deals like that on the spiritual path.